Hello everyone, I welcome you all to KR Nakam CBSE School Motor online classes. So in previous class we discussed some introduction part of triangle, which is your chapter number 6. So in previous class we discussed what is triangle and congruency, and we discussed about similarity, and we have seen some examples on similarity also. So now I hope you all know the difference between congruency and similarity. So today again I will discuss some more basic things about angles. Here, for example, consider two parallel lines A and B. These are the parallel lines and intersecting line C. So this line C is intersecting AB parallel lines. So when it intersects, there are different angles. So I will name it as angle 1, 2, like this only 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here, and line C is intersecting parallel lines A and B, and these are the different angles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the angles. So by using this diagram, I will discuss different types of angles. So first I will discuss about corresponding angles. So here in this diagram, corresponding angles means, so these are in the same direction and same side of the intersection. So here angle 1 is in upward direction and it is in the left part of the intersection. Like this only angle 5. Therefore angle 1 is corresponding to angle 5. Angle 1 is equal to angle 5 because these are in the same direction and these are in the same part of the intersection. These are in the left part. Like this only angle 2. Angle 2 is corresponding to angle 6. Again these are in the same direction and right side of the intersection. Therefore angle 2 is equal to angle 6. Like this only angle 3 is corresponding to angle 7. Angle 3 is equal to angle 7 and remaining angle 4 is equal to angle 8. So these are the corresponding angles when one line is intersecting parallel lines. So these corresponding angles are in the same direction and these are in the same part of the intersection. Therefore angle 1 is equal to 5, 2 is equal to 6, 3 is equal to 7, 4 is equal to 8. So these are the corresponding angles. Next I will discuss about alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. So here, as the name indicates, interior means, what are the interior angles here? Angle 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the interior angles because these are the angles which are in the inner part of the intersection. 3, 4, 5, 6. And here 1, 2, 7, 8 are exterior angles. So here alternate interior angles means, first I will consider only angles 3, 4, 5, 6 only. Why? These are interior angles. Remaining angles are exterior angles. So, as the name indicates, I will only consider interior angles 3, 4, 5, 6. And what they have given? Alternate interior angles. Alternate means these are opposite to each other here. Angle 3 is also interior angle, and angle 6 is also interior angle, and these are alternate to each other, angle 3 and 6. So here angle 3 is equal to angle 6. Like this only, angle 4 is equal to angle 5. Angle 4 is equal to angle 5. Because these are interior angles and alternate to each other. 3 is equal to 6, 4 is equal to 5. Like this only, next one, alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. So, just now we have discussed what are the exterior angles here, 1, 2, 7, 8, and they are given that alternate exterior. So this should be opposite, angle 1 and angle 8. So these are exterior angles and alternate to each other. Therefore, angle 1 is equal to angle 8. Like this only, angle 2 is equal to angle 7. Here, angle 2 is equal to angle 7. Alternate, these are alternate to each other and exterior angles. So, alternate interior means these are the interior angles and alternate to each other. Therefore, 3, 6, angle 3 is equal to 6, 4 is equal to 5. Like this only, alternate and exterior angles means here these are exterior angles 1, 2, 7, 8, and alternate to each other means angle 1 is equal to 8, 2 is equal to 7. Next, I will discuss about linear pairs. Next one, linear pairs. Linear pairs means these are the angles on straight line. So here A is the line and angle 1 and 2 are the two angles on line A. Angle 1 and 2. Therefore, sum of angle 1 plus 2 is equals to how much? Sum of angle 1 and 2 how much? Is equals to 180 degree only. Because these are on the straight line. Always angle of this straight line will be 180 degree. Therefore, sum of different angles on this line always equals to 180 degree. And these angles are known as linear pairs of angles. So here angle 1 plus 2 is equal to 180 degree. Like this only, angle 3 plus 4 is equal to 180 degree. Angle 5 plus 6 is equal to 180 degree. Angle 7 plus 8 is equal to 180 degree. So like this only, here angle 1 plus 3 is also equals to 180 degree. Angle 5 plus 7 is equals to 180 degree. Why? These are on the line C. Therefore, angle 1 plus 3 is equal to 180 degree. 5 plus 7 is also equals to 180 degree only. So these are the linear pairs of angles. What is that linear pairs of angles means? These are the sum of the angles on a straight line. Always equals to, this is always equals to 180 degree. So next I will discuss about vertically opposite angles. vertically opposite angles. So as the name indicates here, angles are vertically opposite to each other. Here angle 1 is vertically opposite to angle 4. Therefore angle 1 is equal to angle 4 because these are vertically opposite. Like this only angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Angle 2 is equal to angle 3. So here angle 5 is equal to angle 8. Like this only angle 6 is equal to angle 7. These all are vertically opposite to each other. So when two lines intersect each other, you can tell that these vertically opposite angles are equal to each other. So here this is the line A, B, and these lines are intersecting at a point O. Then these two opposite angles are equal. Like this only, these two opposite angles are equal. So like this only in this diagram, angle 1 is vertically opposite to angle 4, angle 2 is vertically opposite to angle 3, and angle 5 is vertically opposite to 8. Like this only angle 6 is equals to angle 7. So now I will discuss about supplementary angles. Supplementary angles means here sum of these two angles, these two interior angles, these are on the same side, angle 3 and angle 5. Always sum of these adjacent interior angles equals to 180 degree. So here angle 3 plus angle 5 is equals to 180 degree because these are supplementary angles. Like this only angle 4 and angle 6 are on the same side and these are interior angles. Therefore angle 4 plus 6 is equals to 180 degree only. Angle 3 plus 5, these are the angles on the same side of the intersection and these are interior angles. Therefore sum of angle 3 plus 5 is equal to always 180 degree. Like this only angle 4 plus angle 6 always equals to 180 degree. So this is about supplementary angles. So these are the different types of angles when two parallel lines intersected by one transversal line. So now these are very important concept to prove two figures as similar or congruent. So now I will discuss some more properties that are used to prove two figures as congruent. I think you already studied these properties in your previous class, means 9th standard, but again I will revise these concepts. So here congruence of triangle means these are the some of the properties used to prove two triangles as congruent. So here first one is SAS means side angle side. So here I consider two triangles ABC and PQR. So SAS means side angle side. So here AB is equals to PQ and side AB is equals to side PQ and angle B is equals to angle Q. Like this only side BC is equals to side QR. So here side angle side means first this side equals to this side, AB is equals to PQ, angle B is equals to angle Q and side BC is equals to side QR. Therefore these two triangles, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR by SAS, means side angle side. Therefore, these two triangles are congruent. Like this only. Next one, SSS means side. So here corresponding sides are equal to each other. So here side AB is equals to side XY, side BC is equals to side YZ. Like this only, side AC is equals to side XY. So here all the corresponding sides equal to each other. Therefore, by side, yes, these two triangles are congruent to each other. So here triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. Next one, ASA, angle side angle. Angle side angle means, so here two triangles ABC and PQR. So here angle B is equals to angle Q and side BC is equals to side QR and angle C is equals to angle R here. Therefore angle angle B and Q, side BC and QR, angle C and R equal to each other. Therefore by ASA means angle side angle, by angle side angle these two triangles are congruent to each other. Therefore triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR according to ASA, angle side angle. Next one, right angle hypotenuse side. So here I considered these two triangles ABC and PQR. So here angle B is right angle, means 90 degree, and angle Q is 90 degree here. And we all know opposite to right angle always there will be hypotenuse. So here AC and here it is PR. This is the right angle and here hypotenuse is AC, here it is PR, and right angle hypotenuse side. So here two sides are equal. Here BC is equals to QR. Side BC is equals to side QR. Therefore, according to right angle hypotenuse side, these two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR, are congruent to each other. So here I have written, according to right angle hypotenuse side, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. So these are the different properties which are used to prove two triangles as congruent. So now last one is CPCT. CPCT means corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So corresponding parts means, so here AB is corresponding part of PQ. Like this only, BC is corresponding of QR and AC is corresponding to PR. So these sides are corresponding to each other. Like this only, angle A is corresponding to angle P. Like this, angle B is corresponding to angle Q and angle C is corresponding to angle R. So according to corresponding parts of congruent triangle, when if these two triangles congruent to each other, if angle ABC is congruent to if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR, then all the corresponding parts of these two triangles are equal to each other. If these two are corresponding to each other, triangle ABC and triangle PQR, if these two are congruent to each other, then corresponding parts means angle A is equals to angle P, angle B is equals to angle Q, angle C is equal to angle R. So These corresponding angles are equal to each other like this only. Corresponding sides means AB is equal to PQ, BC is equal to QR, and this only AC is equal to PR. Corresponding parts means corresponding angles and corresponding sides. If these two triangles corresponding to each other by using any of these properties, suppose for example consider we use SAS property means side angle side property. If here two sides are equal and one angle is equal, and by using this property, if these two triangles are equal to each other, then all the corresponding parts means all the corresponding angles and all the corresponding sides are equal to each other. So this is about corresponding parts of congruent triangles. As the name indicates, if these two are congruent triangles, then all the corresponding parts means all the corresponding angles and sides are equal to each other. So these are the different properties used to prove two triangles as congruent to each other. Okay, so in next class I will continue with exercise 6.1. I hope you all remember all these basic concepts about what is triangle, what is congruency, what is similarity, and the difference between congruency and similarity, and different examples on similarity. And today we will discuss different types of angles which are very helpful to prove two angles are equal to each other, or which are very useful to calculate when one angle is given and when we have to calculate another angle. At that time, those different types of angles means corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, linear pairs of angles, these are very important concepts. Like this only, this is also, I think you studied this in 9th class, congruency of triangles. So these are the different properties which are very useful to prove when two triangles are given and when we have to prove those triangles as congruent. Okay, so in next class I will continue with exercise 6.1. Thank you all.